All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today I want to introduce you guys to some Yieldmax ETFs, which I believe are presenting some fantastic opportunities. So what I want to talk about in this video, we generally invest in Yieldmax. We have a portfolio which just hit a new all-time high. We are looking at $34,000, which is fantastic, up 10, almost 11% in the past 6 months or so. But here's the whole thinking with this video. I own Yieldmax. Yieldmax continues to trend up over time. It's doing very well in my opinion, and it has really produced me the majority of this 10% return because I hold about $15,000 worth currently. But I don't necessarily love buying at all-time highs. I do like to buy when I believe prices are low and there's opportunities at hand. So what have I been doing? I've been looking through the Yieldmax ETFs, and I found 3 Yieldmax ETFs that I want to introduce to you today. And I hope you guys stick around to the end because I want to take you through the stock price chart history. I want to take you through the financials of each company, and I want to take you through the Yieldmax price points, which I believe are pretty good at the current moment for these 3 Yieldmax ETFs. So normally I understand we buy Yieldmax, but I have been thinking a lot about the market lately. I have a lot of cash saved up, and I want to show you guys 3 positions that I'm looking to most likely enter very soon. If this interests you at all, we're up to 6,214 subscribers, 329 subscribers in the past 28 days. So please do subscribe, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I am super excited, if you can't tell, to make this video because normally what we do on this channel is we invest in Yieldmax. We put a decent number of our dollars into Yieldmax. As you can see, I hold 815 shares, average price $17.68, but we're currently up about $550 because the current share price of Yieldmax is sitting at $18.35, and it continues to trend up. And it can be kind of a mental barrier when you're looking at buying an investment which continues to trend up over time. Sometimes the best thing to do is invest for the long term and invest consistently over the long term, which I agree. And I do want to buy more Yieldmax, and I will, but I'm looking to go heavier because I have a lot of cash and I want to find some things that are a great opportunity, which I believe are going to trend up over time. We've seen a lot of Yieldmax ETFs have great uptrends over time. When we're looking at MSTY and other Yieldmax ETFs like that, NVDY, Coney. But today I want to show 3 which I believe have not lived up to their Yieldmax potential. The 3 are PYPY, PayPal. We have DISO, not Lizzo, with the Disney Yieldmax ETF. And we also have Babo, which is the Alibaba Yieldmax ETF. So in this video, let me start with PYPY. This PYPY is, I believe, the best opportunity. It's PayPal. PayPal has a very similar price chart to SQY, which if you guys follow my page, that is a Yieldmax ETF that we bought a little while ago. We're currently up a little bit on that position. Not a huge position by any means. But PYPY has a similar kind of price chart history. It's a 41% dividend yielding ETF. And one thing that's also important when we're looking at buying different Yieldmax ETFs is looking at the ex-dividend dates because it shows us when we'll get paid throughout the month. PYPY only pays once throughout the month, but that's besides the point. Look at the price chart history. This is what I really like. I like it because we're approaching a high point within the year that's at about $88. If we look over the 5-year time span, we've hit $88 and roughly about this marker many times. And this is a big resistance point for PayPal. You could see here there's another resistance point about $115. There's one here about $190, but you can see there's a lot of room for this stock to grow, and PYPY holds PayPal. In the last little while, it's been doing pretty good. Over the 6-month term, only down about 0.16%. But I'm thinking that PayPal has the potential to definitely grow a lot more as it continues to go very strong into this all-time high. This is why I'm looking to buy it. And of course, when we're looking to buy the Yieldmax version, we have to look at the underlying business. PayPal, you guys know what it is. It's a financial service where people trade money, or at least send money and transfer money back and forth. We can see they're growing their total revenue over time, which is what we like to see. We see their operational income growing over time and positive. This is a close to $90 billion company, which is bringing in about $5 billion every year. I think that's a pretty good value. We look at other things like the balance sheet. It's a very strong company. For a company that's worth about $90 billion to have total assets about 80 billion or so. There is a lot of liabilities that come with that. You look at the total debt, about 12% of the total market cap, which is something to keep in mind, but it's something that they can pay down. So PayPal, I believe, is in a fantastic financial situation. I believe it's got a great stock price chart. That is the first Yieldmax ETF that I'm looking to potentially buy, PYPY. Next, going into DISO. 52% dividend yield, cool. When does it pay? It pays on the 21st. So what we could do is we buy PYPY, which will pay likely on the 15th, and then we buy DISO, which will pay on the next week, which is cool. So we're not necessarily getting one huge dividend once a month. We're getting it spread out, which I like as well. But DISO follows Walt Disney Company. Of course, I hope you would know what Walt Disney is. It is fantastic. They have theme parks, they have movies, they have royalties. They're a fantastic business. When we look at it, a $210 billion market cap, currently approaching kind of a recent high within the past year. You can see they were up about $122. They were going strong up to this resistance point. They might see a little bit of a pullback, but if they're able to break through, they have a lot of room to run, maybe up to $155, all the way up to potentially $200 or so, where it reached this former high a few years ago. So that's something cool as well. That's one that could potentially have a run up. And when we look at the financials, once again, total revenue growing strong. That's what we want to see. Operational income here also growing very strong and growing very fast. That's what we need to see from our underlying businesses. Because although we're buying the Yieldmax version, we are buying into the price returns of the business. If the business does well, likely the stock is going to do well. Correlates to the Yieldmax ETF, we're going to get bigger dividends. And the whole reason I'm looking to buy PYPY, DISO, and BABO, it sounds funny to say, but the whole reason I'm looking to buy them is because I want to get Yieldmax ETFs when they're low, when they're a great price. I want them to have capital appreciation that's way above my average cost, and I want them to be paying higher dividends than I'm currently receiving. That's why I'm looking for these opportunities. Now, I do believe that DISO's at a pretty decent price point currently where it sits at, and I do believe that there's a lot of room to grow in the underlying. That's why I'm looking to buy it. Now, the last Yieldmax ETF that we're going to look at is BABO, which is the Yieldmax Alibaba Option Income Strategy ETF, paying a 60% dividend, and this one pays out on the 7th. So look at that. This one pays, you can see it pays on the 8th. Next week, we have PayPal, which pays on the 15th. And then we have, last but not least, DISO, which pays on the 22nd. So this is a very good lineup in terms of creating 3 different payout schedules for monthly income. And they are all at potential good opportunities. Alibaba, when we look at this over the 5-year time frame, it is Alibaba, I would say, is the one that is a little bit skeptical right now. I say this because it's currently in a downtrend, but it's approaching levels such as $77 where it has a super strong support level. We're talking this support level, it could not break for the past year. That is a lot of support. So I think if we hit that level and we stay there, likely we're going to bounce off of that. So that's where I might look to pick up some BABO at that price point. But nonetheless, I think there's potential for it to grow. I think in terms of looking at their financials, they are growing super strong. These are in billions of dollars, 717 billion all the way up to 941 billion dollars in 2024. That's insane. We're looking at operational income growing very strong as well. So it's a strong company. I actually have an Amazon business where I use Alibaba. This is a product, a company that I use, and I know they're very strong and they have a lot of fantastic, I wouldn't say innovation, but they're a very strong business and a lot of people use them, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. And they're currently about 66% or so off of their recent highs. I think they have a lot of room to grow in the future. And so BABO is another Yieldmax ETF that I'm definitely looking to get into as it's approaching a low point. So these are 3 Yieldmax ETFs that I'm looking to buy. They all pay out on different time frames. They all have pretty good opportunities. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm only sharing what I'm doing, but I'm very passionate about this because I do believe that there's opportunities here which lie outside of just buying YMAX, and I'm definitely looking to take advantage. I do have some more that I want to show you in the future, but currently these are my 3 best, so I want to show you first. All right, thank you very much for watching. We're up to 6,214 subscribers. I really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys did as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.